What's happening, YouTube? I'm out on the trail here today showing some houses, but I want to talk to you about the pay-per-view. And I don't want to talk about any of the first two matches right now because they're obviously not the ones that, they were great, they were fun to watch, but what we saw in that final match, I need to talk about it. I need to get it off my chest because it took me hours to fully digest what I just witnessed. And I'm talking about Devon Larratt versus Monster Michael Todd. So, my old broadcast partner used to talk about the old Devon, how he would be right up there and fighting. And used to talk about his preference for that version of Devon versus the King's Moving Devon. And I don't know what has happened here, but we have seen a Devon that seemed to be devolving a little bit turn it around to the point where he is now superior to every other version of Devon Larratt we've ever seen. And I have nothing but amazement. I can't believe it. He showed up, in my opinion, and we know the score. I mean, Devon dominated every single position of that match, and then they threw a left-handed match in there at the end just for kicks, and Devon toyed around, and it left me speechless for a little while. But here's the other thing. I mean, Devon, if he can sustain where he is right now, if that is sustainable, if he can maintain the physicality that he brought to that match, I have to believe that he is superior now to all other arm wrestlers, Levon included. I believe that he is now the man that would beat Levon and beat him handily. It's in the second half of his 40s, Devon has turned this into something almost discouraging for the guys near the top of the food chain. Who is left? And it's scary for any competitor coming up. And now what do you do with Devon Larratt? It's a real problem. It's a problem like Gabriella is a problem, because you only have a handful of people on the planet that you can match against them and make it competitive. I would still like to arm wrestle Devon Larratt left-handed at some point. Having witnessed what I witnessed, he's a scary guy, man. I don't even know what to say about it. It's he has set himself apart in North America. And up to this point, you could argue a little bit on who was the best in North America right-handed. Not only can you no longer argue about the right-handed best in North America, I almost think that it's a three-man race in the world, maybe even two. And I think that Devon has potentially outgrown the World Arm Wrestling League, and there's one thing left for him to do, and that's pull against Levon Saginashvili. And there's one guy standing in the way, And it's not the competitors. It's not the competitors. Hopefully we get to see that happen at some point in the future. Anyway, as you guys can tell, my mind is a little blown. That is not what I expected to see. And Devon was almost, I'm switching hands here because, Devon was almost unrecognizable. And, well, I don't know, guys. I hope that we see something else, and I want to see a follow-up match, and I want to see the big one. I want to see Devon get thrown into the top 8. If that's what he wants to do, I want to see it. I would support that, absolutely. And it seems like the world is getting ready to open back up in a hurry here, and it was a big day for arm wrestling.